Hey guys, the breakup. We've all gone through the breakup before. Either somebody broke up with us or we broke up with somebody else. Rarely you'll ever have a mutual breakup where you both just realize that you shouldn't be together for whatever reason. Have you ever been on the side where someone broke up with you? It takes a toll on you emotionally. You know, one of the biggest fears people have is the fear of rejection. Someone breaking up with you is almost like getting fired from a job. It's not necessarily the emotional attachment to the person, but the feeling of unworthiness and not being good enough. Your self-image suffers, and after a breakup, think of a breakup like cyanide. If you put one drop of cyanide in a glass of water and drink it, you'll die. If you take that same drop and put it in a 5-gallon bucket, you'll drink some water, you'll still die. But if you put that same drop into a pool and mix it up and drink it, nothing's gonna happen. Think of the water as positivity. You have to dilute the negative with so much positive that it won't affect you as much. Now, that doesn't mean hopping into a new relationship to find self-worth, because you'll find yourself back at square one again. We have a high divorce rate in this country, and almost 40% of men and women that get a divorce do between the ages of 20 and 24. According to the Enrichment Journal on the divorce rate in America, the divorce rate in America for first marriage is 41%. The divorce rate in America for a second marriage is 60%, and for a third marriage is 73%. But what does all this have to do with breaking up when you're dating? Well, the reason why we have such a high divorce rate in this country, in my opinion, is because 90% of the people that get divorced shouldn't have ever gotten married to start with, much less dated. So there are signs to watch out for when you're dating that'll help you know when to break up with someone. These are in no particular order, but number 1, cheating. Straight up, this goes without saying. If you caught someone cheating, it's time to go. The foundation of a relationship is trust and loyalty, and if you can't be loyal, why be in a relationship? Most people try to fill a void of a low self-image by having attention from others that leads down a destructive path. Number 2, no passion. Remember that first time you kissed the person and then called your best friend to tell him or her all about it? If you don't remember that, you should probably break up. Number 3, fighting. In the beginning, most people overlook the little idiosyncrasies that because they're in love, and then after a while the sarcastic remark becomes more personal. One, if not both of you, become more and more selfish and just seem to argue about everything. This might be a good sign the end is nigh. Number 4, you are better off as friends. Now, we all have that person that's in the friend zone, and neither one of you have ever tried anything, but it's always in the back of your mind, what if? Then you act on that thought and start dating. Next thing you know, you're arguing more, and the friendship is blowing away like a newspaper on a New York City street. It might be a time to take a step back. Number 5, it's going nowhere. In the beginning, it's fun with the initial dates, out at restaurants, taking pictures of both of you and posting them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Then after a while, the relationship becomes routine. You go over to his house or he comes over to yours, and you don't really talk about a future together unless it's some meaningless party friends are having. And if that's the case, it's probably time to move on to something a little bit more fulfilling. Number 6, no communication. Y'all know how it is in the beginning. Texting and talking on the phone till the wee hours of the night. They text you and you immediately respond. You call and they answer really quick and tell them about how you were just thinking about them. I was just thinking about you, baby. The good morning sunshine text when you wake up. Pictures or videos texted back and forth of each other telling you how much you miss them and want to see them. You talk to them about your work and who's pissed off at you, and them just listening, and vice versa. And now you find yourself confirming whether a text went through or all of a sudden their phone's not getting service when you call. Now, if you feel like you're the last thing on their mind or avoidance of communication happens often, you might want to pull out the big boy undies or the big girl panties and cowboy up and get your breakup on. Number 7, everyone else thinks your relationship is growing, but you aren't. We both know that men and women's timelines of relationship varies. After a month, the guy's thinking about possibly asking her to be his girlfriend, and she's tagged herself with him every time they go out or start taking pictures with him, and they've already told their friends that she's already told their friends that they're dating, and after 6 months for a guy, he's thinking, I really like her and I think this thing could get serious. While she's already looking at wedding dresses and laugh with her best friend about how she better not get drunk at their wedding and embarrass the family. So now you've been together for a couple years and y'all got serious, maybe engaged. and even have a wedding date set and everyone else is happy for you, but you're terrified of walking down that aisle and settling down with this person. Just know that those thoughts need to be settled prior to making that long-term commitment. It's okay to break up. Don't let everyone else's thoughts pressure you into making a commitment you never wanted to make. You know, a wise woman once told me, she said, make choices for your future wisely because one day you'll have to live in it. Number 8, it's unhealthy. If you just started dating, watch how they respond to negative situations. If there's ever a point in your relationship where you feel threatened, victimized, scared, or like your physical or emotional well-being is at risk of being hurt, it's time to run, do not pass go, do not collect $200, run as fast as you can. Maybe he or she has a short temper and blows things out of proportion or constantly makes you feel like you're inadequate and you can't do anything right. Just remember, if you watch someone get violent with someone else or blow a fuse with others, he'll do the same thing, or she will, with you eventually. Number 9, it's exhausting. Have you ever found yourself telling your best friend, or worse, your partner, this is exhausting? Does your relationship take more energy to hold the pieces together rather than just get along with each other? Do you ever feel like you're trapped? I've even heard girls that feel trapped will go out and sleep with someone else so they feel like they have a good enough reason to get out of the relationship. This isn't healthy for anyone. Break up now before you have to do that and then live with the guilt. Number 10, you're interested in someone else. Everyone gets those little crushes from time to time that you know won't ever go anywhere, but when that little crush or passing glance starts to engulf your thoughts to a point where you start asking the question, what if? Or you don't feel comfortable talking about someone else in front of your partner without you or them getting defensive. Break up now and spare the heartbreak from the potential unfaithfulness that's bound to occur. It's not fair to the other person to make them think that you're all in when you're actually on your way out. Well, I hope this helps. If you want to see what the divorce rate is for people that have a faith in their marriage, I encourage you to check out the link below. It's pretty interesting. Remember, the headline is breakup, not divorce. This was written as a guide while you're dating. It may help if you're married to learn when it's time to start dealing with some issues though. So, definitely have communication, talk it out so that you can build that foundation of what a good relationship is.